Right friends, welcome back to lecture. This is week 45 from 2nd to 8th November and let us look at the highlights. Supreme Court brings back the collegium system. All of you are well aware the National Judicial Appointments Commission was struck off along with the 99th constitutional amendment by the 5-judge bench headed by Keher. That means the collegium system is back. President launches Imprint India, then rupees 80,000 crore special package for Jammu and Kashmir. When you look at the events across the states, Grand Alliance or Mahagathbandhan sweeps Bihar, inauguration of T-Hub, and there is a question mark whether Hyderabad can catch up with Bengaluru. Bengaluru is considered to be the startup hub at present. China-Taiwan meets after 66 years in Singapore, and let us hope to normalize the relations between these two countries. Emergency in Maldives and the situation is becoming day by day bad in that country, our southern neighbor in Indian Ocean. Prime Minister launches 3 gold schemes and it is to be seen whether it will reduce the imports of gold in India, only time can say. Sacha Nadella in India bets big on white space for broadband connectivity, and internet infrastructure plans of Google and Facebook we are going to discuss. Right, so these are the events which we are going to deliberate in detail. Let us look at the first one. Supreme Court brings back a collegium system and Justice Tirath Singh Thakur or T.S. Thakur will be the next Chief Justice of the country. And I would like to tell brief history. Central government brought National Judicial Appointments Commission by giving detailed guidelines for appointment of judges to Supreme Court as well as high courts. We have deliberated in detail in our previous lectures as well as news analysis with regard to the constitutional provisions and what is meant by collegium system and what is meant by NJAC. I am not going to repeat that now, and let us be brief in it. NJAC and 99th constitutional amendment were struck down by 5-judge bench with the 4-1 judgment, and subsequently now the Supreme Court reverted back to the collegium system, and the first appointment was recommended by the collegium system. Collegium system consists of the Chief Justice of the country with the 4 senior most judges, and recently it recommended the name of Justice T.S. Thakur, the senior most judge in Supreme Court, to become the next Chief Justice, that is 43rd Chief Justice of the country. That means the collegium is back at work. Right, now we have to wait and see how the government reacts now with regard to the NJAC, constitutional amendment and collegium system. Anyhow, the collegium system is back, and if you look at Tirath Singh Thakur, he is at present the senior most judge in Supreme Court. He will be the 43rd Chief Justice of the country, will take over on 2nd December 2015 and will be in that post till 4th January 2017. And please don't forget, Supreme Court Chief Justice retires at the age of attaining 65 years. Right, and if you look at the profile of T.S. Thakur, he was associated with the conflict of interest in BCCI. No office bearer of BCCI should have any commercial interests in the game. This theory was propounded by Justice T.S. Thakur in connection with BCCI case. And at the same time, he heads the bench hearing rupees 36,000 crore Sahara SEBI dispute. and also heads the bench monitoring the Sharada Chit Fund scam and multi-crore National Rural Health Mission scam. And he reminded the government of the pre-election promise of cleaning Ganga, and these are the judgments and these are the issues being dealt by Justice T.S. Thakur as the judge of the Supreme Court. Now he will become Chief Justice on 2nd December 2015, right? And if you look at the Constitution bench, which struck down NJAC and Constitution Amendment for appointment of judges, now it sought suggestions with regard to improving the collegium system. The 5-judge Constitution bench, all of you are well aware, is headed by Justice J.S. Kehar, and it invited public comments till 13th November, and comments can be in 4 categories, basically to improve the working of collegium system. The 4 points are how to improve transparency in judicial appointments. Public can give their suggestions with regard to these 4. First one is how to improve transparency in judicial appointments. Second one is formulation of eligibility criteria for appointment of judges. Third one is establishment of independent secretariat to assist the collegium, and fourth one is how to deal with the complaints on the persons who are in the zone of consideration to become judges. So public can give comments on these things, and basically after striking down NJAC and Constitutional Amendment Act, now the Supreme Court is in the process of improving the collegium system, because itself admitted that there are flaws in the collegium system, so there is a need for improving it. Right friends, let us move on to the next one. President of the country launches Imprint India. You may ask, what is Imprint India? Imprint India is taking some themes which are required for solving present day-to-day problems. You may ask, what are these problems? Day-to-day, we want rural sanitation to be improved, urban amenities are to be improved, drinking water supply to each and every corner of the country. Like that, we have pressing problems, and this Imprint India main theme is to develop research to find out engineering and technological solutions for day-to-day pressing problems. That means by investing in research, common man is to be benefited out of it. So keeping that in view, IITs and IISc are roped in to conduct focused research to solve day-to-day problems in the country. IISc and IITs are involved. The main purpose is to identify areas of immediate relevance of society, that is sanitation, good water supply, low cost housing. So these are the pressing problems faced by the country, and now IITs and IISc are asked to do research in these areas so that common man will be benefited ultimately. So 10 themes are taken, and main purpose is to identify areas of immediate relevance to society and fund them directly and monitor the progress. Ultimately, they should be useful to the society as a whole. That is the main purpose of Imprint India. Right? The President launched it recently. Right, look at the next issue. 80,000 crore special package for Jammu and Kashmir. The Prime Minister of the country visited Jammu and Kashmir, and he unveiled package of 80,000 crore for Jammu and Kashmir, out of which 42,000 crores for road and highway projects, around 11,000 crore for power, new and renewable energy projects, around 7,000 crores for flood relief and reconstruction projects. Right, and at the same time, Prime Minister dedicated to the nation 450 megawatt Baglihar hydroelectric power project on river Chenab, and at the same time laid foundation stone for 4-lane highway project in Udhampur, Ramban and Ramban Banihal sections in Jammu and Kashmir. Right friends, look at the issues across the states. first and the foremost is the fierce battle in Bihar finally resulted in landslide victory for Mahagathbandhan, or you can say Grand Alliance. The Mahagathbandhan of RJD, JDU and Indian National Congress got 178 seats out of 243 seats, and the NDA alliance got 58 seats, 7 seats were won by others, and the total members of Legislative Assembly of Bihar are 243. Out of 243, Grand Alliance got 178 seats, and if you look at the percentage of vote share, there is a gap of 7.8% between the vote share of Grand Alliance and NDA, and Grand Alliance got around 42% vote share, whereas NDA got 34% vote share. The difference is around 8%, which is huge. And one interesting point is most of the poll predictions went wrong. That is the first thing. Second thing is most of the exit polls went wrong. And now you may ask what prompted this huge victory for Grand Alliance. I listed the points, please look into this, how the percentage vote share difference between both the alliances is around 8%. The major difference which I have recorded here, that is the social arithmetic of Lalu Prasad. Second one is the development agenda, especially the rural electricity provided dividends to Nitish Kumar, and his development agenda, not only that, image of Nitish Kumar brought definitely certain votes, and all out efforts and do or die battle of Mahagathbandhan is another reason for becoming victorious with a huge margin. And the biggest drawback for BJP is not able to understand the social engineering of Bihar. Second important point is the insider-outsider debate. Not able to project CM candidate, unable to come out of elitist bias, and in addition to that, debates on intolerance, irresponsible statements by some politicians, these are all responsible for the debacle of NDA in Bihar. Right friends, look at the next one, inauguration of T-Hub, that is you can say startup hub, the companies which want to start up their operations. Now in Hyderabad, Telangana government started T-Hub. It was inaugurated by Ratan Tata, and it can accommodate 300 startups at one place, 300 startups. It is situated in IIIT Hyderabad campus at Gachibowli in Hyderabad. The basic idea is Hyderabad should become the startup capital, and the stakeholders for developing this is Telangana government, IIIT Hyderabad, then Indian School of Business Hyderabad, then Nalsar University, famous law university in Hyderabad. Here Telangana government will provide basic infrastructure. Technical support will be given by IIIT Hyderabad. Then ISB Hyderabad will be giving business mentoring and advice on monetizing innovation. Then Nalsar will be behind intellectual property. So this is the joint effort of famous institutions, including Telangana government, to make Hyderabad the startup capital in the country. But can it rival Bengaluru? Can it take the place of Bengaluru? Only time can say, but it is a good initiative of Telangana government started by Ratan Tata recently. Right friends, so let us move on to the next issue, around the world. The first issue is China-Taiwan met after 66 years. After 66 years, heads of government of China as well as Taiwan. All of you are well aware about Chinese President Xi Jinping, and President of Taiwan is Ma Ying-jeou. And these two heads of state met in Singapore, and this held after 66 years. You may ask what happened in Taiwan. We have to go back to 1949. 1949 there was the civil war, and in the civil war communists won the civil war and Mao Zedong became the leader of communists. And at that time, the nationalist government headed by Chiang Kai-shek fled away to Taiwan and established a nationalist government in Taiwan, and communists took over mainland China. There was civil war in 1949. In the civil war, communists won the civil war, and in that civil war, nationalists lost, and nationalist government headed by Chiang Kai-shek established government in Taiwan, and communists established government in mainland China, and they followed the path of communism. And subsequently, the relations between these two countries soared badly. Please look into this map. Where is China and where is Taiwan? And subsequently, the relations went sour, and off and on relations improved. In the year 2010, both the countries signed free trade pact, and now in the year 2015, with a bid to normalize the relations, both the heads of state met in Singapore, and let us hope some normalization of relations in near future in Taiwan, right? So look into the next one, emergency in Maldives and impeachment of vice president, which is not a palatable situation in our southern neighbor Maldives. It is a group of islands situated in Indian Ocean, south of India. It is in trouble now. Emergency was imposed for 30 days. Vice President was arrested. There was a blast in the presidential speedboat on September 28. Subsequently, Vice President was charged and he was impeached. At the same time, Vice President was arrested. 30 days of emergency was imposed in the country, and the constitution belongs to 2008. 7 articles of the constitution are kept under suspension. All is not well in Maldives. Their mainstay is tourism, and this may definitely affect the economy of the country, and the government says that emergency was imposed to deal with the extraordinary security scenario in the country in view of the blast in speedboat, and the opposition says it is a desperate attempt by the president who is losing grip over the country and trying to cling on to the power. Whatever it is, I would like to go into little bit of history of Maldives. Let us go back to 1978. From the year 1978 up to 2008, for 30 years, it was ruled by Mamum Abdul Gayoom, and subsequently Mohammad Nasheed became the first democratically elected president in the year 2008. And please don't forget, the constitution was adopted in the year 2008, and Mohammad Nasheed became the first democratically elected president in the year 2008. He was there as president for 4 years up to 2012, and subsequently Abdullah Yamin became president, and Mohammad Nasheed was convicted under anti-terror law and sentenced to 13 years in prison. And now the constitution 7 articles were suspended, 30 days emergency was imposed, vice president was impeached and he was arrested, and already Mohammad Nasheed was sentenced to 13 years in prison. So all is not well in our southern neighbor, that is Maldives, and their mainstay is tourism. Probably this may further affect the country in future, right? So this is about Maldives. Having learnt this, let us move on to the events of economy. The foremost event is the Prime Minister launched 3 gold schemes. Previously, we deliberated in detail about 3 gold schemes. And what is the main purpose of these gold schemes? The main purpose is I have already told you, in India, households are holding gold in the form of jewelry, in the form of coins, up to an extent of around 20,000 tons to 40,000 tons. This much gold is locked up in the houses, locked up in the lockers, locked up in the almirahs, and our annual consumption is around 800 to 1000 tons. Our annual consumption is around 800 to 1000 tons, and please don't forget, almost entire gold is imported. When we import gold, we are losing precious foreign exchange, and our current account deficit is widening because of imports. So as to contain current account deficit, so as to save precious foreign exchange, government wants to control gold imports. The main purpose of this gold monetization scheme is people will bring out their jewelry and they will surrender, and as and when required, as per the agreed terms and conditions, they can get back the gold or they can get back money depending on the value of gold at that particular point of time. So that is the main purpose of this gold monetization scheme. That means that aim of this scheme is households should bring out their gold and surrender, and as and when they want, they can get back their gold or they can get back in the form of money. So this is the main purpose of this gold monetization scheme. We deliberated in the previous classes in detail. Now the Prime Minister launched these three schemes. One is gold monetization scheme. Under the gold monetization scheme, there are two types. One is a short-term bank deposit, that is for 1 to 3 years duration. The second one is a medium and long-term government deposit, that is for 5 to 7 years and 12 to 15 years duration. And here people will surrender gold, and the minimum quantity of gold is 30 grams which can be surrendered, of 99.5% purity or 995 fineness you can say. And this short term bank deposit is for 1 to 3 years, then medium term is for 5 to 7 years, long term is for 12 to 15 years, and after the agreed period, in case of short term bank deposit, you can get back gold or you can get back in cash form. But in case of medium and long term government deposit, after the agreed period, you will get back in cash form depending on the value of gold, including certain percentage of interest. And this scheme replaces gold deposit scheme of 1999. It is modified version and it has got more better features in comparison to gold deposit scheme of 1999. Gold deposit scheme of 1999 was not much successful, and let us hope this to become successful. Right, and remaining points I have given here, and in the previous weeks we have deliberated in detail about this. So this is gold monetization scheme. The second one is gold bond scheme. This scheme is if somebody wants to buy gold, they will be given gold bond instead of physical gold. Normally we go to market to purchase gold. In this case, instead of gold, you will get gold bond. That means if a market price of gold increases, your gold bond value also will increase. If the market price of gold increases, your gold bond value will also increase, and not only that, you will get 2.75% annual interest also. So instead of getting physical gold delivery, you will be given gold bond, and after the agreed period, you can redeem that. That means you can get back money at the prevailing price of gold. And the points I have given here, this gold bond is issued by Reserve Bank of India on behalf of central government, very important. Second one is instead of physical gold, you will get gold bond. Third one is the minimum investment is 2 grams, maximum is 500 grams. Please don't forget, in gold monetization scheme, minimum is 30 grams, maximum no limit. And here in gold bond scheme, minimum is 2 grams, maximum is 500 grams, and interest is 2.75% payable half yearly, and these are sold in banks or designated post offices, and these are tradable in stock exchanges also and can be used as collateral for loans also. That means this bond will be accepted as collateral security when you are approaching bank for loan. So these are the features of gold bond scheme. Third one is gold coin and bullion. Bullion means bars. Initial stage 20 grams bars will be released by the central government, and gold coins will be released in 5 grams and 10 grams. These sovereign gold coins will be released by Government of India for the first time. That means Government of India is going to release first ever national gold coin. One side there will be Ashok Chakra, the other side there will be Mahatma Gandhi image, and initially they will be released in 5 grams and 10 grams, right? And bullion, that means bars will be released in 20 grams initially, right? So these are the schemes inaugurated by the Prime Minister recently, and these schemes and whether they are going to be successful or not, we deliberated previously during various lectures, and please listen to them carefully, and later on we may have one special edition on this if time permits, maybe under news analysis during the next few weeks, right friends? And the main purpose of these schemes is to reduce imports. Please don't forget, that means to reduce current account deficit, that means to save precious foreign exchange, right friends? Satya Nadella in Mumbai bets on white space for broadband connectivity. Satya Nadella came to Mumbai and he unveiled Future Unleashed business development program of Microsoft, and I would like to tell you one point in this regard. The Microsoft CEO stated that Microsoft is betting on giving low cost internet connectivity with the utilization of white spaces available in the unused TV spectrum. You are getting lot of TV channels and there is lot of unused spectrum available there. By using it, Microsoft is planning to give low cost broadband connectivity, especially in rural areas. So that is the main theme, and this is known as a TV white space. And by using TV white space, already on experimental basis in Srikakulam district, in education project, Srikakulam district of Andhra Pradesh, in education project, Microsoft is experimenting of giving low cost broadband connectivity, and now Microsoft wants to expand and they are going to develop local entrepreneurs in Varanasi also for giving low cost internet connectivity. And with regard to the internet connectivity, please don't forget, Google is coming up with balloons, that is a loan project. That means they are going to launch balloons so as to give internet connectivity, and Facebook is going to come up with satellites. They are already in collaboration with the French company Eutelsat so as to launch low earth satellites to give internet connectivity. So Microsoft is betting on TV white space, Google is betting on balloon project, Facebook is betting on low cost, low earth orbit satellites. Let us see who are going to be successful in near future. Friends, with this let us wind up lecture part of 45th week. Please do join for news analysis and features. We are going to discuss Uday, that is how the electricity distribution companies are going to be benefited out of the program Uday, which is unveiled by central government recently. Right friends, with this let us conclude lecture part. Have a nice day. Thank you.